So just recall what has been done in the last lecture. Okay. So in the last lecture, we see the definition of difference operator. Okay, how difference operator operate on a function. Suppose y is the function of variable t, and this is our difference operator. When this difference operator operate on y of t, we get y of t plus 1 minus y of t. Okay, this is the definition of difference operator. Okay, for example, if you take y of t is equal to e raised to the power t, okay, function of single variable t, and if you operate difference operator on this function, then in the result what we get, so firstly we have to write t plus 1 at the place of t. Okay, so it will become t plus 1, and after negative sign the function should be as it is, you can see here. Okay, and after simplification you can write it as e raised to the power t e minus 1. Okay, it is one of the example of how difference operator operate on a function. Okay, and after that, what is the shift operator? So the shift operator is denoted by capital E. Okay, and when the shift operator operate on y of t, in the result we get y of t plus 1. Okay, yes. For example, if you take the same function e raised to the power t, and when we operate the shift operator on this function e raised to the power t, then we get e raised to the power t plus 1. Okay, yes. And after that, what is a identity operator? So the identity operator is denoted by capital E. Okay, sorry, capital I, and when it's operate on y of t, then there will be no change in the function. Okay, for example, if you take this same function e raised to the power t, so I e raised to the power t is e raised to the power t. Okay, this is a difference operator, this is a shift operator, and this is a identity operator. After that, we see what is the relation between difference operator and shift operator. Okay, yes. So see here, we know delta y of t is equal to y of t plus 1 minus y of t. Okay, yes. This y of t plus 1 can be written as ey of t. Okay, this is ey of t minus, see, this y of t can be written as iy of t. Okay, so this is iy of t. You can take y of t common out, so e minus I here y of t, and on the left hand side it is delta y of t. So if you cancel this y of t with y of t, then what we get, delta is equal to e minus I. Okay, this is a relation between difference operator and shift operator. Okay, just like a higher order derivative, you can find a second order difference operator, third order difference operator, and nth order difference operator as well. Okay, yes. So if you want to find delta square y of t, then what is the value of delta square y of t? It is, yes, y of t plus 1 minus 2 y of t plus 1 and plus y of t. Okay, yes. Similarly, we can find the value of delta q y of t. Okay, and what is this is y of t plus 3 minus 3 y of c plus 2 plus 3 and y of t plus 1 minus y of t. Okay, we can generalize this case also, and this is delta n y of t, which is equal to what? Summation k varies from 0 to n minus 1 raised to the power k. Okay, n c k, and after that y of t plus n minus k. Okay, this is the nth order difference operator which is operated on the function y of t. Okay, yes. After that, we proved some important theorem, just like a delta raised to the power m, delta raised to the power n y of t is equal to delta raised to the power m plus n y of t. Okay, yes. Second one, this is delta y of t plus z of t, okay, is equal to delta y of t plus delta z of t, and third one delta cy of t, okay, yes, is equal to c delta y of t. Here c is a constant, okay, and delta y of t into z of t, okay, and which is equal to what? Y of t into delta z of t plus ez of t into delta y of t, and the last one is delta y of t upon z of t, okay, yes, this is equal to y of t into delta z of t minus z of t into delta y of t upon z of t into ez of t, okay, yes. So in the today's lecture we will prove some another important theorem also. Okay. See here, there will be some mistake in the last theorem. Okay, suppose this is delta y of t upon z of t. So just like a quotient rule in derivative, so denominator as it is, okay, first denominator as it is, derivative of difference operator operate on the numerator function y of t minus then y of t as it is and delta operate on z of t upon z of t into ez of t, okay, by this way. So in the today's lecture we will prove some another important theorem. Okay. So see here, the first part of the theorem is we have to prove that let a be a constant then we have to prove delta a raised to the power t is equal to a minus 1 a raised to the power t. Here a is a constant, okay, yes. So use the definition of difference operator. So, delta, and firstly you can write proof. We know that delta y of t is equal to y of t plus 1 minus y of t, okay, yes. So delta operated on a raised to the power t, so it is a raised to the power t plus 1 minus a raised to the power t. You can take a raised to the power t common out, so the remaining term is a minus 1, okay, yes. So you can see this is the right hand side, okay, means it is true. Now the second part of the theorem is we have to prove that delta sin at, okay, delta sin at is equal to 2 sin a by 2 and it is cos a t plus 1 by, okay. So again use here definition of difference operator, okay. So firstly we have to write left hand side in the proof of the second part of the theorem. Left hand side is delta sin at, okay. Now use the definition of delta. So this is sin a t plus 1 then minus sin a t, okay, yes. So you can multiply this a with each and every term of the bracket. So 80 plus a minus sin 80. Okay. Here we use the formula of sin c minus sin d, which is a very important formula in trigonometry. Okay. So what is the sin c minus sin d? Yes, get 2 cos c plus d by 2 into sin c minus d by. Okay. Yes. So use here what we get 2 cos, this is our c and this is d. So this is 80 plus a plus 80 by 2 and this is sin 80 plus a minus 80 by 2. Okay. Yes. Now 2 cos 80 plus 80 become twice 80. Okay. Plus a upon 2 and this is sin 80, you cancel with 80, and here it is a by 2. So 2 sine a by 2, okay, and this is cos. You can write, you can take a common out, okay. So this is a, and when we divide by 2 each and every term, so this 2 will be cancelled here, and the remaining term is only t, and here only 1 by 2, okay. So it is t plus 1 by 2, and this is our, you can see this is our right hand side, so you can write here this is the right hand side. So proof is done here, okay. ये समझा है क्या आपको? So the third part of the theorem is, see, in the third part we have to prove that delta cos AT is equal to minus 2 sine a by 2 and sine a t plus 1 by 2, okay. Yes. So again here we use the same definition of difference operator. First we consider the left hand side, okay. Yes. So this is our left hand side, delta cos AT, okay. Yes. So use the definition of delta. It is cos a t plus 1 minus cos AT, okay. Yes. So cos, this is AT plus a minus cos AT, okay. Yes. So again here we use some another important formula of trigonometry, which is cos c minus cos d, and what is the value of this? Minus 2 sin c plus d by 2 and sin c minus d by 2, okay. So use here, so minus 2 sin, this is our c and this is d, okay. So it is AT plus a plus AT upon 2, okay, and next is a c minus d, so AT plus a minus AT upon 2, okay. So from this positive AT and negative AT will be cancelled here, and this AT and AT become twice AT, okay. Yes. So minus 2 sin, it is twice AT plus a upon 2, and here it is sin a by 2, okay. Yes. So we can write this sin a by 2 at the first position, because it is a multiplication of 3 terms, okay. Yes. So here you can again take a common out and divide by 2, so this 2 will be cancelled from this 2, so here only t is remaining, and in the next term is only 1 by 2 is remaining. So you can see this is our target to prove, okay. So this is our right hand side, and proof is done, okay. Yes. Now in the last part of the theorem we have to prove that delta log gamma t is equal to log t. There will be some another part of the theorem also. This is the d part. This is delta log AT, which is equal to log 1 plus 1 by d. Okay. Yes. So see the proof of this part. Okay. So consider left hand side again. This is delta log AT. Okay. So after operating delta, it become log AT plus 1 minus log AT. Okay. Yes. So it can be written as AT plus A, okay, minus log AT. Here we use quotient rule of logarithm. Log A upon B is equal to what? Log A minus log B. Okay. So use here. So it become log AT plus A upon AT. Okay. Yes. So log, if you take A common out, so it become T plus 1 upon AT. This A will be cancelled from this numerator. Okay. So log this is t plus 1 upon t. Okay. Yes. So you can write t by t plus 1 by t. Again this t will be cancelled from this t, and in the result you get log 1 plus 1 by t, and this is nothing but the right hand side of the this part. Okay. Are you getting this now? Now next is last part of the theorem, delta log gamma t is equal to what? Log t. Okay. So again consider left hand side. This is delta log gamma t. Okay. So the by definition it becomes log gamma t plus 1. Okay. Then minus log gamma t. Again use the quotient rule of logarithm. So it becomes gamma t plus 1 upon gamma t. Now use the some property of gamma function. So gamma t plus 1 is equal to t gamma t. Okay. So this can be written as t gamma t upon gamma t. So again here this gamma t will cancel from this gamma t. Okay. And the remaining term is only log t, and this is our right hand side. Okay. So see here, now we have to find the value of delta sec pi t. Okay. Yes. So write here delta sec pi t and use the definition of delta, how delta operated on the function. So it becomes sec pi t plus 1 minus sec pi t. Okay. Yes. So you can write it as sec pi t plus pi. Okay. When you multiply this pi with t and 1, then minus sec pi t. Okay. You know the definition of secant function. In trigonometry, secant function is nothing but 1 upon cosine. Okay. Yes. So it can be written as 1 upon cos pi t plus pi. Okay. Yes. Similarly, this is also written as 1 upon cos pi. Okay. Yes. Now cross multiply. So cos pi t minus cos. You can write pi t plus pi is equal to pi plus pi t. Okay. Upon this is cos pi plus pi t, and this is cos pi t. Okay. Yes. Now this cos pi t as it is. Now what is the cos pi plus pi t? So here we have to use this expansion of cos a plus b, and this is equal to what? Yes. Cos a cos b minus sin a sin b. Okay. So at the place a put pi, and at the place of b put pi t. It will become cos pi t minus sin pi and sin pi. Okay. So what is the value of cos pi? Minus 1. Okay. So it become minus cos pi t, and what is sin pi? Sin pi is 0. So this complete term will be 0 here. So the value of cos pi plus pi t is equal to what? Minus cos pi. Okay. So this first cos pi t as it is, then negative side and value of this, which is minus cos pi t. Same here, it is minus cos pi t, and another is cos pi t. Okay. Yes. So this might negative and negative become positive. Okay. So cos pi t plus cos pi t, this is twice cos pi t. Okay. And upon this is negative cos square pi t. Okay. Yes. Now this cos pi t will be cancelled with 1 cos pi t. Okay. So the remaining is minus 2 1 upon cos pi t. So it is minus 2 1 upon cos pi t is what? Sec pi. So the value of delta sec pi t is equal to minus 2 sec pi t. Okay. Now we will see the following factorial power. Okay. The following factorial power. Okay, if you write this t then in power r bar, so it read as t to the r further. Okay, so here if you take r is equal to what, 1 2 3 and so on, then this t to the r following is equal to t minus 1, t minus 2 and so on, t minus r minus 1. Okay, if these are positive integers or natural numbers, then the definition of t to the r following is equal to what, t minus 1, t minus 2 and so on, t minus r minus 1. You can write it as t minus 1, t minus 2 and so on, t minus r plus 1. Okay, this is t to the r. If this r is equal to 0, if this r is 0, then t to the 0 falling is equal to what? It is equal to 1. Okay, yes. And if r is equal to minus 1, minus 2 and so on, then what is t to the r falling for r negative integers? Okay, what is the value of t to the r falling? So value of t to the r falling is 1 upon t plus 1, then t plus 2 and so on. This is t minus. Okay, yes. Now we will see some important properties of NCR. What is the value of NCR? N factorial upon r factorial and n minus r factorial. Okay. Yes. So here we see some important properties. First is TCR. Okay. So this TCR, and second is again value of TCR, and third one, this is known as the addition formula. This is very important. Okay. So this TC, in the second property, this TCR is equal to t upon r and t minus 1 r minus 1. And in the addition formula, this is t minus 1 r plus t minus 1 c r minus 1. And in the first property, it is equal to t minus 1 upon r. Okay, this is TC r minus 1. Okay. This is equal to t minus 1. Okay. So this is very important one. This is known as the addition formula. Now we will find the value of NCK. So by this result, we can write n factorial upon k factorial and n minus k factorial. Okay. Yes. So this is equal to what? N factorial upon, this n factorial can be written as here n into n minus 1, n minus 2 up to and so on, n minus k minus 1, and to last this is n minus k factorial. Okay, and this is k factorial and n minus k factorial. Okay. Now this n minus k factorial will cancel with this n minus k factorial. Okay. Yes. So remaining terms are n minus 1, n minus 2 and so on, n minus k plus 1 upon k factorial. Okay. Yes. Now see the definition of t to the r following. T to the r following for r positive integer is equal to what? T minus 1 and so on, t minus r plus 1. You can compare this with numerical term. Okay. So just like a t minus 1, t minus 2 and t minus r plus 1. So this numerator term can be written as what? n to the k following. Okay, and upon k factorial. On the left hand side it is nc k. Okay. Now by the gamma function. Okay. Yes. Gamma k plus 1 is equal to what? K factorial. So at the place of k factorial you can write gamma k plus 1. Okay. Yes. So this is a very important formula. nck is equal to what? N to the k following upon gamma k plus 1. Yes. So you can change this in terms of TCR. So at the place of n we have to replace t. At the place of k we have to replace r. Okay. Yes. So see here it become t to the r following upon gamma r plus 1. Okay. So the value of TCR is equal to t to the r following upon gamma r plus 1. Okay. Yes. This TCR is known as a binomial coefficient. Okay. This NCR also known as a binomial coefficient. Okay. Now by using this property is known as a symmetric property, and this is the addition formula. Okay. So by using this property we will prove some again important theorems. Okay. So see here. The first part of the theorem is delta t to the r following is equal to r t to the r minus 1 following. Okay, so you have to prove this one. So see here how to prove. So simply use the definition of delta of difference operator. Okay, t to the r following. So firstly t become t plus 1 to the r following. Okay, and then after negative sign function should be as it is t to the r following. Okay. Yes. Now we know what is t to the r following for r positive integer. So it is nothing but t minus 1, t minus 2, and so on. What? T minus r plus 1. Okay. Yes. So if you want to find t plus 1 to the r following, so in the same definition we have to replace t by t plus 1. Okay. In the definition we have to replace t by t plus 1. Okay. What we get? Here we get t plus 1. Okay. When you put here t plus 1, so plus 1 minus 1, so we cancel out, you get t. If you put t plus 1 here, so it become t minus 1. Okay, t minus 1. Same in last, if you replace here t plus 1, so it become what? T minus r plus 2. Okay now? Yes, because this is t plus 1 minus r plus 1. So this 1 plus 1 become 2. Okay. So after negative sign, again put the value of t to the r following, which is t minus 1, and so on. This is what? So it is. Can you see what is the term before this term? Okay. Just before, what term is here? So if you find the what term is present here, so you have to replace r by r minus 1. Okay. So if you replace r by r minus 1, so what we get? T minus r plus 1 plus 1, so it becomes t minus r plus 2. Okay. So just before the term here is t minus r plus 2. Okay. So this is t minus r plus 2, and after that this term, which is t minus r plus 1. Okay. You can see there are some terms which are present in both the expressions. Okay. So you can take common out, just like a t minus 1, t minus 1, after that t minus 2, and so on. This is t minus r plus 2. Okay. These terms are present in both the expressions. So after taking common out, the remaining terms are here t plus 1, this negative sign, and here t minus r plus 1. Okay. Yes. Now simplify it. So this t plus 1 minus t plus r minus 1. Okay. So positivity negativity will be cancelled. Same positive 1 negative 1 again cancel. Only remaining term is r. Okay. Yes. So this is r, and then t minus 1, t minus 2, and so on. What? T minus r plus 2. Okay. Yes. So if we want to write in the following factorial power, so it become what? T to the what? T to the r minus 1 following. Yes, this is t to the r minus 1 following. Okay, and this is our condition. So delta t to the r following is equal to what? Is equal to r to the r minus 1 following. This is an important word. Okay, which will be used in another examples. Okay, so just for example, if you want to find what is delta t to the 3 following. So firstly write here 3, then t to the 3 minus 1 following, which is 2. Okay. Yes. And you want to simplify it, so you can write this t, then t minus 1. Okay. This is our answer of delta t to the r following. Okay. Now see the second part of the theorem, which is delta t TCR. Delta t TCR, which is equal to TCR minus 1, where r is not equal to 0. Okay. Yes. So consider left hand side, delta t TCR. And we know what is the value of this TCR. Is already find out in the previous concept. So here it is this delta t as it is, and this is what? T to the r falling upon gamma r plus 1. Okay. This delta is operated on t. So this gamma r plus 1 treated as a constant. So right here this is delta t to the r falling upon gamma r plus 1. And in the first part we have to find the value of delta t to the r falling, which is equal to what? R t to the r minus 1 falling upon gamma r plus 1. Okay. Again we know the properties of gamma function. Gamma r plus 1 is nothing but r gamma r. So you can write here. So r t to the r minus 1 falling upon r gamma r. So this r will be cancelled from this r. The remaining term is t to the r minus 1 falling upon gamma r. So can we write this is equal to TCR minus 1? Can you write this? Yes, of course, because we know what is TCR. TCR is equal to T to the R falling upon gamma R plus 1. If you want to find this one, so replace R by R minus 1. So this T R minus 1 here. This is r minus 1 falling upon gamma r minus 1 plus 1 will be cancelled, and we get t to the r minus 1 falling upon gamma r. This is same as. Okay. Yes. So the proof is done here. Delta t TCR is equal to what? T C r minus 1. Okay. Now the next part and the last part of the theorem. Okay. We have to show that delta t r plus t Ct is equal to r plus t Ct plus 1. Okay, we have to prove this one. So see how to prove. Firstly, use the definition of difference operator. Okay, yes. So delta t, this is r plus t Ct is equal to By the definition of difference operator, firstly replace t by t plus 1. Okay. So this is r plus t plus 1 and this is t plus 1. Okay. This. And after negative side the function should be same, which is r plus t and ct. Okay. Now here we use what? Addition formula. Okay. What is the addition formula? So TCR is equal to what? T minus 1 CR plus T minus 1 CR minus 1. This is the addition formula. Okay. Yes. So if we use addition formula for this term, so firstly subtract 1 from this term. Okay. So here R plus T plus 1 minus 1. Then this term as it is T plus 1. And after addition, subtract 1 in both the terms. So r plus t plus 1 minus 1, r plus 1, t plus 1 minus 1. Okay. Yes. And this term as it is r plus t and this. Now simplify it. So you can see this positive 1, negative 1 will be cancelled out. This positive 1, negative 1 again cancel same. Positive and negative one cancel out. Okay. Yes. So the remaining term is r plus t ct plus 1 plus r plus t ct minus r plus t ct. Okay. So second and third term will be cancelled out and remaining term is r plus t ct plus 1. Okay. And we have to do this one. Okay. Yes. So the proof is done here.